her,
Hell
and
nah.
Robert slit her throat from behind.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, nigga, I would have saw that body armor on, close the door and walk right back out. Nigga, too, I'm not. Talking about some walk to your computer? No. Damn. Talk to her. Talk to her. Hey. YouTube. Hey man, got a little reaction video. If you know you watching JakoGeeked, man, we geeked up over here, man. No cap. Hey, we got a little another suspect versus cop interrogation room, whatever, you know what I'm saying, type video. We got another one of those, man. We got dumb teen killer gets caught lying. Why are you lying? So we're gonna go ahead and like the video. Go full screen real quick. Anybody to switch screens? Let's go.
My dad's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my dad.
These were the chilling words of 12-year-old Daniel James Beaver as he begged for the police to save him from his two older brothers, who were running rampant throughout his house, killing everybody inside. But less than a minute after the phone call began, Daniel could be heard screaming and begging for his...
Go ahead and cue that Tachi Revenge little, yeah, because that's what's going on, nigga. They tripping.
Until the line went dead. Police arrived at the scene quickly and were greeted by a gruesome scene that had played out all across the house. Blood was found smattered around the porch, and a faint cry for help could be heard from inside. The plea came from 13-year-old Crystal Beaver, but everybody else in the house, except for 2-year-old Autumn, was dead.
One of the surviving Bever children, a 13-year-old girl, saying her brothers were fascinated by mass killings for at least a year.
Police heard commotion near the back door of the property
so
and
been
discovered
doing that.
Perpetrators Robert and Michael covered in blood and smiling as if they were proud of what they had done. Robert was laughing and told police that killing more than one person had turned him into a god. Unfortunately, Robert's interrogation tape was
I rebuke you.
But 15-year-old Michael's is available and gives us some insight into what drove these boys to commit such a brutal crime.
I was hoping maybe you could kind of just go back at the beginning when all this started and kind of tell me what happened.
A couple months ago, we started talking about rampage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't take it seriously at first, but then he started buying like body armor and stuff.
Where did he buy body armor from?
eBay and Amazon.
Robert's room was found filled with weapons and body armor, including machetes, hunting knives, and daggers. Apparently, they'd been collecting all of this for months, but when their sister Crystal told their mother about it, she simply passed it off as normal, saying that boys will be boys, and there's nothing to worry
White
about.
people.
She
Sorry.
couldn't have been
Sorry.
wrong.
My mom would never. White
Where did
people.
you start buying?
White people, bro.
He bought them
No.
online, I think.
Ain't no way.
It's like Blood's gun shop and
Soon I would have bought a freaking body armor suit and some machetes. I'd have been out the house.
Okay.
At 13?
I think he bought close to 1,000 rounds for the Glocks.
What the?
Where was he supposed to pick those?
The ammunition was being shipped to the house.
Knives and machetes were one thing, but guns...
This nigga's a teenager, bro. How the hell is he getting? How is he?
For 1,000 rounds of ammunition are a completely different matter.
How's he getting this
once
shit?
they'd ordered it to their house, they knew that their parents couldn't be home when it arrived. But what did they even need all of these weapons for?
They
It doesn't
look
take
insane.
1,000
The little
bullets to
niggas
kill
look
5
insane
people.
themselves. Yo, you
Well,
look.
it
That
turns
nigga
out
look creepy as
that the
shit.
brothers had a much, much bigger plan.
Tell me more about making plans and what you guys talked about.
Making plans, we all plotted every night
Why did he want to do it?
because he just, like, says he hates everyone. He thinks society is pointless. And so he wanted to, like, beat, like, amount of other famous people like Columbine and James Deacon Holmes.
So did you guys have a goal? Did you have a number?
He just wanted I think he wanted to kill like 50. Okay.
The two boys stayed up late most nights talking and scheming, and once
these
they
niggas
realized
are-
they were both separately interested in murder, the die was cast, and from their perspective, there was no turning back.
You picked a date, you said.
Yeah, which was yesterday night. That was the date.
How did you pick the date?
To a vaulting out with the packages and stuff would be out. Because, you know, all the ammunition, he didn't want them to see that. So we wanted to kill everyone at the house first.
Okay.
And then wait for all the packages to show up over the weekend. And then we'd take the Yukon and we'd have our state with the guns.
So, their plan was set. Michael even
Yo,
said
I can't
their
wrap my
idea
head
was to
around this
cut
shit,
up
bro.
and
These niggas is
dismember
crazy
the
as
bodies
hell.
of their family and hide them in bins while they camped out waiting for the guns to arrive. He even added the gruesome detail that they only left Autumn alive because they had planned to decapitate her with an axe a little while later.
Yo!
But of course, all of these ambitious plans fell at the first hurdle. So what was it that happened that night that caused everything to fall apart for the brothers? The murders began with Crystal, who had entered their room at 11:30 p.m. on the 22nd of July, 2015, to the sight of them gearing up with body armor and knives. Michael lured her over to his computer,
Hell
and
nah.
Robert slit her throat from behind.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, whatever.
Nigga, if I would have saw that nigga with body armor on, nigga, I'd have closed the door and walked right back out, nigga. Word two, I'm not. What the f? Talking about some walk to your computer? No, I'm up. I wish I close the door. I'm going to my friend's house until this shit over with. Telling my peoples, but they ain't listen. Like she told her peoples, they ain't listen. What else you gonna do?
Kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because, you know. And then my mom came in and she started yelling, call the police, get dad. And then he came over and started attacking her.
So he stabbed your mom with the same knife?
Yep, same knife.
And where did he stab her?
He just
I think in the
snitching.
neck,
He don't even
too.
care.
At this point, Crystal had managed to get up and stumble out of the door in an effort to escape, but Michael quickly followed her and dragged her back inside.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she was still screaming. And
How
then
she still
about
alive with her
the
neck
time
slit,
Dad
bro?
came down. They got a little bit of a fight, but then eventually, Robert got him down, you know.
Did he cut his throat too?
The three eldest members of the family were now well and truly out of action. With their parents
some
dead and
assassins,
Crystal's
bro.
throat slit, bleeding out on the porch, they just left their four younger siblings, the people they thought would give them the least problems.
Damn, all them damn kids.
This is also where we rejoin the story from earlier, and Daniel is on the phone with police hidden in his room.
Just sitting on the phone with the police, I grabbed the phone, which is my phone, got my phone. And then I ran into the kitchen and I smashed the underground.
Which was your phone?
Yeah, it was my phone.
That nigga is smiling.
Shortly after, Daniel too was stabbed 21 times in the back, shoulder,
Damn!
and chest. The final two victims were hidden in locked rooms, but Michael managed to convince them that Robert was attacking him too. This lured them out, and the brothers finished their attack by once more stabbing 6-year-old Christopher and 5-year-old Victoria to death. Throughout this interview, though, Michael has been placing a huge amount of blame on Robert, even at points saying that he was just standing there, letting Robert do all the work, and that he was only part of this in the first place because he knew Robert was going to do this anyway, and he wanted to be on his good side.
I didn't want to kill anyone, I couldn't do it, so I was going to let him, like, kill everyone.
Yeah, but you stabbed somebody in the neck. I mean,
I just kind of...
how do you feel?
I was kind of what? I
didn't like it.
I mean, how do you feel about your mother? You watched her get stabbed, you cut her throat yourself, and you watched her bleed all over the place and scream. How does that make you feel?
Think about it.
Unfortunately, though,
shut
in
up.
his interview, Robert had absolutely no concerns telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth, eventually cluing the cops in that Michael may have had a larger part than he originally let on.
The guys that are interviewing Robert,
Wait.
kind of gave me a quick version of what he's saying that you did.
Yeah.
And you haven't told me everything, okay? So I know you're not being completely honest. I'm just one of like hundreds of people that are gonna look at this thing. We got the state police coming in, and every single stab wound that you inflicted, we're gonna know about. Everybody's been stabbed, and you both had knives, and we know you both stabbed everybody. So you guys are kind of at the same level. Who's gonna be honest and make this right? And who's a liar?
So why he bought ammo?
Which one do you want to be?
As is often the case, this simple rhetoric was all the cops needed to use to get Michael to open up and finally confess to being as big a part of the murders as Robert was. Michael admitted to slitting the throats of Crystal and his mother, as well as stabbing Christopher to death.
That
and as
nigga
usual,
K trying to
one
get out of it.
confession led to
Nigga,
another.
shut up, nigga, you
and we
lying ass
gained
rat.
even deeper insight into the minds of these twisted teens.
You only
Twisted
stabbed
teens,
your
they
family
be
because they
burnt.
went away towards the bigger plan.
Nigga, the death
the
penalty.
way into, higher count.
This higher count, I'm confused. Is this a game?
It's more like to kind of become famous. Kind of
What the?
Now
No,
fully comes to light that the murders truly weren't
no.
personal to any extent,
These niggas
and that
wanted
the
to be
entire reason
famous.
for this slaughter and any that would follow was just for recognition and fame. This became even more obvious when searches of the home revealed rolling surveillance cameras and storage drives with all of their plans saved to them. Robert later revealed that they planned to make 2 videos, one to taunt the police with, and another to post online. The rest of Michael's interview footage consists of him writing a statement that unfortunately was never publicized. But whatever
these
it was that he
niggas are
wrote must have been pretty messed up, as the detective watching over him couldn't even finish reading it and reacted like this. Of course,
she
at
said,
trial, neither of the
hell
boys
nah, this
stood much
nigga
of a
crazy.
chance,
Take their ass
yet
to
Michael
prison.
attempted to plead not guilty on the grounds of insanity. However, it didn't go so
not
well for
guilty.
either of them, and they were both given 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole. The
You ain't
surviving
insane.
children,
I mean, you is
Crystal and
insane.
Autumn, were adopted by the same couple. But the fact remains that this once large yet reclusive family now exists solely as a foul legend on the conscience of every person that lives in the erstwhile peaceful town of Broken Arrow.
Niggas is crazy, bro. Crazy as hell. Hey. Sheesh. That's the end of that video, bro. Hey. I want to end this shit as quick as possible, bro. I'm trying to get the fuck off this screen. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, man. Y'all stay geek. Y'all stay blessed. And we out! I'm from the whole side.